Welcome to the Nexus of Adventure, where stories transcend the page, a place where heroes and villains clash. This is Break, Battle, and Roll. It is once again time to break, battle, and roll. Welcome back, everyone, after a much-needed break from everything going on. I hope everyone enjoyed our murder mystery proto-episodes that we released just before this one. But let's get right in with some introductions. Right here, I have the Kenku of Krekel legend, Chad Stafford.
Oh, but I've got another legend to talk about. 'Cause legends show again and again that you simply just can't contain him. Macadam!
Oh my god.
He picks up a mountain and he throws it back down, releasing water that flows to the center of town. Macadam!
Macadam.
Oh no! There goes Glavio! Go, go, Macadam!
Macadam.
Woo!
Macadam.
All right, folks, you've been great, but we've got an arc to catch. An arc 3, that is. Peace!
Awesome. Loved it. All right, well, we also have the good witch of Glavio here, Janelle Wilke.
Hi, it's Janelle playing Flowerkraut, and I'm ready for Season 3.
Hey guys, let's get right back into it. It has been a long time since we've recorded specifically a canon episode, so let's do our recap. On our last break, battle, and roll, carrying Sherman's sword, Timothy and Flowerkraut descended the Gallant Peak and followed the trail of Apostleship and Helax, heading back to Oskal's refuge, beside the newly formed Glavio River. Flowerkraut attempted to use a sending spell in order to make contact with Sherman. They were briefly able to hear him say that he was okay, giving them both a little bit more relief. Along the way, they met up with Brock and a few of his brethren as they were taking a break from carrying their fallen back. Brandy found a couple pieces of orichalcum flowing down from the river, and Brock told Timothy that he would put it to use at his forge if it was still standing. The group traveled together back to the now waterlogged Oskal's refuge, the river now creating a physical barrier between the Helak and the Krekel sides. The Kenku from Raven's Outpost arrived, and Tumbleweed relayed a message from Califran in regard to the Apostleship having to leave the island and lead Sir Lunox's ship away. Brock forged Timothy's daggers using the orichalcum and the Featherfall potion that Flowerkraut had produced. The new prismatic gold daggers were now +1 with the return characteristic. While scavenging for anything salvageable, Horisha came across Astra's spell-focused necklace and put it on. She was immediately possessed by the voice of the speaker hag, whom addressed Flowerkraut and Timothy by name. The hag expressed to them through rhyme that the 3 remaining hags were now stronger than ever in a proper coven of 3. She went on to explain that the sisters shared knowledge and that they knew them now, and that there would be no place in Archipelagia for them to hide. Risha started to choke from the necklace tightening around her neck, but Flowerkraut was quick to cut it free. The Oracle and remaining Krekel welcomed the Helax to leave Oskal's refuge and join them at Raven's Outpost. As they all started to trek back, Macadam flew overhead with prey in his mouth. Worried, the Oracle inquired with Timothy and Flowerkraut about what had happened at the Gallant Peak. Everyone arrived back at Raven's Outpost where Snapping Twig's funeral was to be held. He was once again heralded as a hero before the funeral pyre was set ablaze, and Timothy played a song he had learned from Tierman Brastone. They all watched as Snapping Twig's spirit sprouted wings and soared into the sky, only to be followed by a black tentacle slapping down on the side of the cliff. The Fracken had found them, and it was time for the heroes, Krekel, and Helax alike to defend their home. After saving the Oracle and pushing the Fracken back with all of their might, a great shadow loomed overhead, and Macadam descended upon the giant black squid. It recoiled back to the sea, and the desert dragon crouched into Raven's Outpost and addressed Timothy and Flowerkraut in regard to their actions in saving him from Aster. He explained that when he first came to Glavio, the island was inhabited. Now, after his great sleep, he sees that there are others calling it their home. With a debt to be paid, Macadam promised to protect the island and to leave the people of Glavio alone so long as they stayed away from his hunting grounds surrounding the Gallant Peak. With nothing else to be said, the dragon took to the sky once more. With the Oracle, Brock, Tumbleweed, Risha, and the rest of the Glavians finally safe, fate would pull the heroes in a different direction. The Story Ark warped in behind them, and there on the cliffside of Raven's Outpost, the barkeep stepped out and gestured to Timothy and Flowerkraut with, "And your journey proceeds, heroes. Time for a drink." And that is where we left off.
Dang, that was as much necessary for the audience as it was for us.
Yeah. Flowerkraut waves goodbye to the people of Glavio. Oh, goodbye, farewell. We have to go now.
So they're waving to you. I think they just they're kind of realizing that this strange magical ship that just pulled up is something for you guys to get onto, but not for them. And you see that Risha has a little bit of a tear in her eye, and then Tumbleweed comes pushing past everyone and just runs to you, Timothy.
Hey, bud. Listen, I don't know how else to say this, but we have to go.
Timothy Biscuit, go away.
Yeah. Not forever, I promise. You hold on to that scarf of mine, and I'll be back one day to get it.
Flowerkraut turns to him and says, "Hey, buddy, we'll be sure to check in with you every now and then, okay? And you can tell us how everyone's doing out here, too."
He nods, and you can see that he's sniffling and tears are welling up in his eyes. And he hugs you, Timothy, and then he runs over to Flowerkraut and just like gives you the biggest little guy hug you've ever received.
Oh, this is nice. There.
Then he goes, "Go away."
Okay, then. Fair enough. You guys take care. You take care of the people of Glavio.
You see Tumbleweed flex.
Yeah. This is not goodbye. This is see you later, buddy.
He gives you a bird flex with his wings, and then he turns around and he just stands next to Risha, and you can see Risha just kind of pats him on the head as they all are waving to you guys. Have we said our goodbyes?
Did he just old yeller us? Get on out of here now. Go!
You guys turn to see that the barkeep is kind of get your ass in here.
Yeah, we can't keep him waiting, I guess. Places to be.
Horatia, Tumbleweed, you look after everyone here. One day, we'll be back. Until then, thank you for everything.
Thank you.
They just wave to you, and it seems that they are kind of choked up and can't really say anything back, but there's definitely a wave of emotion as you guys step onto the gangplank and walk onto the Story Ark. The door closes behind you. You can hear the typical revelry of a tavern. And the barkeep pulls from one of his apron pockets a key, and it's got a tag attached to it that has the number 3 on it. Your room.
Oh, thank you.
Here on the Story Ark, we rest. Celebrations and drinks come after.
Yes, I believe a rest would be in order. It's been, I don't want to say just a day, because that doesn't quite quantify it, but yes, a rest would be nice.
It somehow feels in a way like it's been half a year or something.
You get your rest, heroes.
There's something about the Ark makes us feel very metaphysical.
Oh yeah, Flowerkraut takes a look at poor Brandy and her satchel, and Brandy's been squashed like a bug with her 1 HP left to hang on to.
Yes. What was it that hurt Brandy? Was it the, I think it was the acid or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's a little melted right now.
Oh! I didn't know she could look more shriveled.
Yeah. This is almost as bad as when the sun just completely dries her out.
So as you guys walk back towards the main area of the Story Ark, the barkeep kind of just gestures for you guys to stay here on the mezzanine level, and he, kind of gestures off to where you see the line of rooms, because as you remember, the Story Ark, the tavern creates the center with all of the tables, the bar itself, the stage, and then one level up from that There's kind of a mezzanine, and then there's rooms all along the sides. And he points you in your way, and he walks back downstairs to get back to serving drinks.
I never quite think I'll understand this place, but it's comforting to know that despite everything that's happening out there, that this place is a strange consistency.
Yeah, it's nice to have something that's somewhat constant.
It's weird being here without...
Our good boy.
Yeah.
Flowerkraut looks at the sword on Timothy's back. We'll take good care of him until we figure out how we can get him out.
I know this is a place that we're not allowed to ask questions, but I feel like the barkeep knows a lot of things. Maybe we can reason with him. Maybe we can find someone here who might know what we could do next.
Yeah. You need to rest?
Yeah, I'm used to losing feathers, but it's starting to get to a point where it's noticeable.
Oh, no, it's fine. She looks at a bald spot on Timothy's nose. Oh, it's fine. You're great. But yeah, a little resting, a little fluffing, you'll be good. And Flowerkraut kind of fluffs him up a little bit.
She's just like patting flowers over it.
It's like I never noticed it was that bare until I gave away my scarf, but I'm feeling very cold all of a sudden.
Cold neck.
It has that typical, like, cartoonish chicken neck, where if you stretch it, it's just bare skin. Okay, what do you guys do?
So I guess, do we each have our own room, or is room 3 just a joint room?
It's a joint room.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll go in.
You guys walk into room 3. It's familiar enough because you'd been in one of these rooms before. There's actually 4 beds in each of these rooms. You know, they're just kind of set up for essentially an adventuring party to rest in. Not much to the room in terms of furniture besides a bed, maybe a spot to put your things. There's 1 chair in the room next to a small table. Of course, being on the Ark, there's no windows. Yeah, what do you guys do?
Flowerkraut doesn't need to sleep, so she is going to make sure Brandy's comfy, first of all, because... Actually, does Brandy recharge her hit points the same way we do by getting a long rest?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brandy's going to need a rest. She's going to go sleep in a bucket of water. Flowerkraut is going to make a potion.
Okay.
While she is kind of just chilling out, basically. But she does not need to sleep because she has Aspect of the Moon.
I love that. It's such a cool ability. You don't have to sleep anymore.
I don't need to sleep either because of a thing called insomnia, but I don't know if I got that from a deity.
I'm wondering if Flowerkraut should make an acid potion or a healing potion. Maybe a healing potion. She used her last one on Hrisha.
So you definitely can do that over the course. I mean, for Flowerkraut, making a potion takes a short rest in terms of time using your mortar and pestle.
Cool.
But you've got a whole long rest for that to happen. So... Timothy, I'm assuming you just conk out.
I think before Timothy passed out, he laid all of Sherman's stuff on a separate bed as if it was his bed.
Oh.
And as he's doing that, he starts to feel doubts and a sense of guilt, whether or not the right thing was done. And I think mostly... his thoughts are dwelling between Sherman and Tierman and the idea of if there was something he could have done differently. As he's slowly drifting off to sleep, I think after all those thoughts race by, I think the one that remains the most is that in the moment he was able to make the decision to not believe the hag. But after how much they have gone through today, I think he feels this guilty feeling that he doesn't know if that happened again, if he'd have the strength to say no. And I think after that thought, he finally passes out.
The other thing that's contrasting over Timothy as he's pondering these things is that everything up to this moment has been intense, dangerous, life-threatening. You guys just got done fighting off the Fracken. And the second you step on the Story Ark, you just hear patrons having a good time drinking. Everyone's happy, telling stories. it's almost as if, and here you are laying in the bed in your room, it's almost as if there's this strange discord between how you feel right now in this moment, like finally being somewhere safe, and how everyone else on this ship is just doing fine, but you're not, So I think the exhaustion finally just kicks in for you, and Timothy falls asleep. Flowerkraut, you watch over Timothy and Brandy as they get some rest, and there's a knock at your door a couple hours later.
Flowerkraut, did you put the no housekeeping sign on the door?
Fuck, I forgot to do that. Don't worry, I'll get rid of him.
Thank you.
Flowerkraut goes and opens the door. What? Who is it?
It's Chitin.
Oh my god, what the I thought you'd come in here. Sorry, Kite. Sorry. We've had a rough day.
Sorry. No clean. I have the delivery for you.
Thank you. Okay.
Just puts it on the ground, and then he quickly grabs his mop and bucket and scurries off.
Flowerkraut feels a little bad for kind of bitching at him. That was sweet of him. Flowerkraut will quietly try and open it.
Again, this one doesn't seem to have any kind of address, so you're not really sure how these things are making its way to you. Janelle, I'm going to have you read this.
Okay.
Because it would be easier that way rather than me to read it aloud. So you do find this time that within the package there is a letter, and then that's attached to the top of it.
Timothy is in bed, just going, "Oh no, there goes going to you, go back on you."
Oh, he sounds like a rock star in his dreams. I'm not going to disturb that. So Flowerkraut kind of sneaks out of the room and closes the door behind her. My dearest Flowerkraut, you have no idea how hard it is to have a package delivered via the astral realm. I must divine the exact time and place, then not miss. It's not unlike delivering to a moving address. Anyway, bitch, what's new? Oh, okay. I thought it was our dragon daddy.
Gallifrey.
Yeah. Your face keeps showing up in my divination sessions, so I suspect that your retirement isn't going as you planned. Hopefully you got my last package. I suspected that you'd need some traveling money, and I really don't understand why the portent required I send you a cheesecloth containing animal guts, mold pitch, and beeswax. I mean, why not? That's what I always need. But I don't argue with the fates. Once again, your old face popped up in my scrying orb, and here I am, shipping relics and garbage off between planes of existence a second time. Honestly, is that stuff good for your skin or something? 'Tis. I suspect there's a reason for all of this, and somehow I am playing my part. Still, it seems like a lot is happening, so I worry. Stay safe, girl. If your travels bring you through Titanios, you know where to find me. Forever wrinklier than you. Oh, it's from Chlorophyllus. Flowerkraut's, heart clenches. I haven't heard from her in so long. And Flowerkraut reminisces. During her retirement, she would occasionally go to Titanios and visit Chlorophyllus every now and then. Wasn't often, but... that's her only good friend pre-everything.
I believe she was also a wizard like you, right?
Yeah, she was in my traveling party. Flowerkraut's happy to hear from her because she didn't think she'd be talking to Chlorophyllus ever again. She wasn't sure if she'd be surviving most of what this whole adventure has had to offer so far. So it's nice to hear from her. I really should visit her sometime. Maybe our paths will cross soon. She goes back inside the room.
And you've got that package there that the letter came with.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Snoopy. I'm gonna I don't know if it's for me or Timothy, so I'm just gonna open it up.
Oh, it was attached to the letter, so this is definitely a package from Chlorophyllus.
She opens it.
So there's a couple items inside, and it's kind of dawning on you as you're opening this that the first package you got when you were on the Story Ark was also from her, but it just didn't have any letter, or maybe the letter got lost or something or other, but she had mentioned it, that she is kind of confused as to why she's sending you these things, or why her divination demands that she send these things. The first thing you find is a very large, like taking up most of the mass of the package, is this gemstone, this green large gemstone that, you know, when you like reach down to pull it from the packaging, you feel that it is laced with some kind of familiar Fey feeling. Like, it's, having been to the Feywild, you feel like maybe this gemstone's from the Fey. Should
I do some sort of check, like Arcana or something?
Sure. Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
I got a 17.
Oh my goodness. Janelle's already on fire. So
yes,
you eyeball this thing and you're like, oh wow, this is a verdolite gemstone that contains Feywild energy. You don't really understand why why it has this energy to it, but you know the kind of gemstone that is housing it for sure. The other thing, and mind you, this thing's pretty big. It's like a 20-pound gemstone.
Oh my gosh, chunky. My weight of my pack. I'm gonna be encumbered soon.
The other thing you find is a silver branch. It looks like a small branch that was plucked from a tree, but it's made completely of silver, and it kind of takes the shape of a wand, really, but it still has all the these little branches that come off of it. It's about a foot long, and on the branches are these tiny golden bells.
Oh, cool.
And so you can sit with this thing and kind of like check, arcanically, investigate it and figure out what it does during the rest of the long rest while Timothy's snoring away.
Okay. Flowerkraut is going to go out into the bar area because I don't want her to be jingling a bunch of bells around Timothy.
Okay. One last thing. As you pick up the branch and you pick up the gemstone, there is one separately packaged thing inside of the whole box, essentially. And sure enough, that's when the smell hits you.
Oh shit, I definitely should have opened this up out there. Oh no. She checks to see if Timothy is okay.
Sherman, don't eat that, Sherman.
He like gags in his dreams. All right, Flowerkraut gathers all of this up. I mean, she stores the goo in her pack.
Okay.
I'm guessing this means that Baba Yaga wants to talk, so maybe she'll do that when Timothy is awake.
So you're going down to the bar?
Going down to the bar, I'm going to check out my wand thing.
Okay.
Is that another check of some kind, Arcana again?
No, you just have to spend time looking at it, basically.
Okay. I'm looking at it, I'm jingling it. I'm ordering a drink as soon as I see Rizzy.
Oh, well, look who the star spawn dragged in, Flowerkraut.
Rizzy, hi! Long time no see.
Has it been, though? I think it's been a very short time, to be honest.
Huh? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, that's ringing true, but I can't imagine why. I've literally seen you once in my life.
Well, dear, I don't honestly have any good sense of time being in here. There's no windows. What can I get you to drink?
Anything good? I don't think I can handle a Cinder Ow Ow today. Anything looking good on the menu?
Oh, yes. We have a new drink. It's called the Night and Gale. If you're into beer.
Beer's fine.
And then the barkeep's working on something new in the back, but he hasn't allowed me to serve it yet. So maybe later we can try that out.
Sure. You know me. I'm pretty adventurous.
Let me go get you a nightingale, all right?
Thank you. All right. Jingle, jingle. Jingle, jingle.
You discover that you are carrying what is called a bell branch. It is a silver implement shaped like a tree branch and strung with small golden bells, and it can be used as a spellcasting focus for your spells. So I think you use your tome as your spellcasting focus. I can't remember what Flowerkraut's... you know how, like, Laminaria had the conch and Aster had the star necklace?
Yeah. Yeah, it says in here, Flowerkraut has a quarterstaff, so she yeets that across the room. Like, what the fuck? I can't use this once. How'd this get in here? I want beautiful branch.
So the branch has 3 charges, and it regains a 1d3 charges every day, which is to recharge a d3. It's you roll a d6, and a 1-2 is 1, a 3-4 is 2, and a 5-6 is 3. You have 2 things you can do with this while you're holding it. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 charge from the bell branch, and you can basically detect any presence of aberrations, celestials, constructs, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead that are within 60 feet of you.
Oh my god.
So basically, you can just be like, reveal yourself. Revelio.
Oh, Revelio!
If such creatures are present and don't have total cover from you, then the bells will ring softly. Their tone will indicate the type of creature that you've detected. So basically, you're going to have... There's a different sound that they're making depending on what kind of creature they are. The other thing that the bell branch does is that was a bonus action that you could use.
Cool.
If you use an action and expend a charge, you can cast Protection from Evil and Good on anyone you want. Rizzy brings you back a stein filled with a dark brew that seems to spin very similar to the tidal pool, the tide pool. It's got like this vortex in the center of the beer.
Ooh, very original. Thank you, Rizzy. She watches it swirl around and she takes a sip. What does it taste like?
So it tastes like a chocolate IPA of some sort. But what happens is you're putting back this, hoppy drink, and all of a sudden your hair starts to just flicker and float everywhere. And this vortex in the center of the beer transfers to you. And now you're just sitting there at the bar with basically a mini tornado just spinning around you.
Wow, that's cool. This is nice. Wow. They're playing jokes on me. They're funny.
Do you do anything else?
No, I'm enjoying my tornado hair.
The barkeep leans over the bar to you and says, "I thought we were resting."
I mean, I'm an old lady. I don't need sleep.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. How presumptuous of me. Well, enjoy if this is what it takes to pick you back up.
Yeah, I mean, this is rest for me.
Let me know when your companions join you, and we can kind of get an idea as to how long you've got with us in the Story Ark again.
Okay, cool.
You watch the barkeep, he goes back, he's serving drinks, you're kind of just playing with the bell branch, and you see him walk over to a table that seems to have some very nervous-looking adventurers sitting at it. They don't really look like they're used to this place. They aren't celebrating and laughing and having drinks and following the flow of the Story Ark where you get on, you rest, you drink, you get off. They seem like maybe this is their first time.
Aww.
And he talks to them.
Cute.
And you can't really hear what he's saying. But then you see the barkeep turn. He points upstairs. And then he takes a key out, and he puts it down on the table, and then he nods to them and walks away.
I see the barkeep has more rats.
The group, sure enough, they grab the key and they start heading upstairs.
Do they just get more heroes onto the Story Ark as soon as more, evil rats show up? That's what I want to know. Is the need for hero not based on, actual heroism, but the need for rat extermination?
It's like the hazing. How do you initiate all of these heroes coming on board?
Yep. Flowerkraut's looking around at the other patrons to see if there's anybody. I mean, I guess all of them are interesting. I don't know. Anyone interesting to Flowerkraut?
besides the fact that the people in the Story Ark are a mix of races you don't even know the name of, you'll see the occasional dwarf or the hobgoblin or something like that sitting at a table, but then you see like some alien looking thing that's like wearing strange armor made of metal that you not sure exists in Archipeldia. So it's always interesting to look around. You're not even sure if you could hold a conversation with any of these people because they may not speak the same language. But it also hails to the fact that the Story Ark is that widespread when it comes to who it picks up. Different worlds, different planes of existence. And you've been here for a while. It's probably starting to get to the point where Timothy might be getting up. Maybe you've had a couple drinks. Rizzy stops by every once in a while to see how you're doing. What do you do?
Who, me? Well, if Timothy hasn't shown up, and it's usually around the time that he would wake up, Flowerkraut's gonna go in there and jingle her bells at him.
Ah, shit, I'm drunk.
Horrible. Oh, no.
Ah, shit, morning wasted. Jingle, jangle.
I'm fucking drunk. All right, yeah, Flowerkraut bursts into the room, kind of swaying. Jingle, jingle, Timothy!
What? What time is it?
It's wakey time.
How do you know?
I just feel it.
Oh, have you been drinking?
I am 4 beers deep, that's how I know. What?
What? There's something smells familiar and foul at the same time. I can't quite put my feathery finger on it.
Oh, yeah, I got some more goo concoction.
Oh, yay. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna... when hollow bones pop, they're so much louder than regular bones. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. So, you want to go out and get a drink with me, Timothy? What do you say?
Yeah, I guess I could do with the drink. That sounds nice.
They've got this weird floaty that I have no idea what it's going to do to your feathers, but it turned my hair to tornado. Is it still tornado right now?
Oh my gosh, Flowerkraut's hair is so frizzed up right now. It's great.
Oh, sorry. I'm still wiping away the crusties from my bird eyes. Yes, it is, I don't quite have the word for it, but like an upside-down swirl.
Maybe it'll help cover that bald patch for you if it fluffs up your feathers.
Stop talking about it. I'm self-conscious. I need to get another scarf.
How does Brandy look in her bucket?
Oh, Brandy's just like floating in the bucket of water.
There's some weird goblin that's next to the bucket.
Hey, that's my bucket.
How did he get in there?
All right. Anyway, so you guys head downstairs. I'm guessing Brandy's just happy to stay in the bucket up in the room.
Oh, yeah, she's in the bucket.
Rizzy shows up, tells you the same stuff about the night and gale. If you're interested at all, Timothy, you heard the description before. And then she says, so, yeah, the barkeep came out with this new drink. Mm-hmm. And I don't honestly know how I feel about it, to be right honest.
Right.
It's over there. That patron with the weird mandibles, he's drinking it right now.
Mandibles.
You look over and there's like a centipede guy.
Okay.
And he's got something in his... It looks like... You guys squint your eyes and holy crap, it looks like he's got a grubbly bubbly in his hand. I was thinking something on the line... He hasn't named it yet, but I was thinking like the Larval Marvel or... The bug juice.
The bug chug.
Oh, I like that. The bug chug. Hey, are either of you interested in a bug chug?
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. No.
Yeah, Timothy. Really? Oh, he's had enough of those.
You remember what happened last time? There's no windows here. There's
literally nowhere for it to go.
Oh, yeah, don't give it to him. Yeah, no.
Oh, suit yourself.
Rizzy, just something mild for a sensitive tummy would be wonderful right now.
One honest tea coming up.
There it is.
It's a classic. No frothy drinks.
My life is too much of a whirlwind right now to add that to my physical presence, so I think I just need something nice and smooth.
You guys hear an explosion. And it's coming from upstairs. And you see the door to the storage room blow open, flames coming out.
Whoa!
And then you see these 3 adventurers come limping out of it, completely charred over, their hair standing up on end. And as they get to the balcony where everyone can see them, everyone around you screams, "Heroes!"
Wait. Whoa, I'm having the weirdest sense of deja vu. What is going on here?
Oh, yeah, there's some new heroes. It looks like another, little extermination session, if you know what I mean.
Do you mean that was some sort of initiation ritual?
I guess, right?
This place is so freaking weird. And we've been to the Feywild, so that's saying something.
Yeah.
He has extraplanar portals into the rat dimension.
Yeah, does he invite that? Or, what's the deal? Does it invite itself?
Flowerkraut, the reason I think I understand the rule of why you shouldn't ask questions, because if you do, you just slowly go more and more mad.
That's true.
Because I don't think the answers would even be helpful. They would just create more questions.
Timothy, you need a drink.
I do. Oh, I'm so stressed.
The barkeep actually delivers the 2 drinks to you. Drops the bug chug in front of Flowerkraut and an honest tea for Timothy, and he kind of looks down at the table. "I'm sorry. There was 3 of you before. It's not unheard of. Heroes don't make it back to the Story Ark. I wanted to give my condolences. I try to remember who was here, who didn't come back. I can only assume that he did what he had to do."
Flowerkraut looks at Timothy, and she's going to try and take this moment to see if she can get in a question without asking a question. That's very, very kind of you, Bardkeep, but he is here with us. He's, in fact, trapped in a sword. And we're gonna do whatever it takes to get him out of there.
That's relieving to hear. So he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to talk to him anyway. Yeah, he sounded all right. He sounded lost. It was very odd. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen any magic like this before.
Then his story isn't over. And maybe yours will bring him back. But just know that us heroes here on the Story Ark, we are not immortal. We are not excused from what fate might bring us. Do your best, bring him back. I want to make sure I can serve that dog another drink someday.
We want that to happen too.
More than anything.
I wonder if anyone around here has seen something like this before.
Now wouldn't that be something? And the barkeep walks away.
Damn it.
I'm trying not to lose my cool, because I know that's not going to help out, but it's hard not to be angry sometimes.
Yeah. This sucks. Oh, and I'm gonna take a drink now of the nasty bug juice. Let's see how that goes. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I got a 15 on my Constitution saving throw.
So it definitely tastes similar to the Grubbly Bubbly. Frothy, bug juice.
Yep, that's the smell.
There's definitely some additions that have been made to it through any kind of mixers or spices or something that they would have available here on the Story Ark. So it's way better than a Grubbly Bubbly.
She tries to lock eyes with the centipede person and raise her glass towards them.
He raises his drink to you, looking a little confused, and then chugs back.
She kind of air cheers him and throws her drink back.
You guys get a little bit of time to just relax, have a couple drinks. You see a number of adventurers coming and going as usual. Get to people watch a little bit. The adventurers that had their little initiation up in the storage room end up getting off the ship shortly after. And soon enough, barkeep approaches your table. It's time.
Ah! Jeez! How are you so large yet so quiet? Ah!
Already?
Ah!
It's quite loud in here, actually.
Sorry, I'm jumpy.
We'll be stopping soon. And he walks towards the gangplank.
If I see any frickin' mustard on that deck, I'm gonna frickin' scream.
I'll gotta run back to the room and get some things.
You guys go back to room 3 and gather things along with a very soaked cat.
Oh, you're looking nice and much happier, Brandy. Where'd that goblin go?
What's goblin? I'm so full.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Shit. Flowerkraut does an investigation check for a body. I got a 20.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, come on. Flowerkraut gets a nat 20 and peers into the veil of multiverses where the holiday episodes took place. Bucket's fine. He met up with his family. He's patched up some things since then.
Even if this world's Bucket is lost, at least there's a Bucket somewhere else out there.
You don't
that's
find
happy.
the body of... You don't find the body of Bucket. Instead, you find tracks leading out of the room, wet tracks, and then tracks leading back into the room, and then underneath the bed that wasn't being used by anyone, there is a dead ROUS eat shit rat with its brain missing.
Oh no.
Aw, Brandy had her initiation too. I didn't know you were up there, Brandy.
She just smirks at you.
Brandy, were you the only reason that those heroes survived?
Maybe.
Brandy, you're growing on me. I don't know what else to say.
She just slinks into Flowerkraut's satchel. I think with a slop of a landing, just
I resent
soaking wet.
my compliment almost immediately.
All right, so you guys get back out to where the barkeep is waiting, and the Story Ark once again comes to a stop. Drops down and gestures to the two of you to disembark, and as tradition, he kind of gives you this look as you step off of the ship. Again, you find yourselves where you need to be, where the journey will resume. It is here that the Story Ark prides itself in delivering you, the heroes. Good luck to you, and until next time.
Thank you for the ride. He's very poetic, isn't he?
Until next time, barkeep. Thank you.
The door closes, and you watch as the Story Ark fades into the ether once again.
I don't think I'll ever get used to this.
Is he reading from a script or something? He always has a nice little closing line.
I suppose when you're traveling, I don't even know what that travels the universe, the stars, the cosmos. I guess you have some experience on the comings and goings of heroes when that's your primary, I don't even know, job, focus. What is he? So many questions.
What is he?
What is he?
All the questions.
What is it? Did anybody else see it? Are we the only ones that see it?
I mean, I think everyone in Glavio saw it, so I think we're okay with a sanity check. We're okay.
I grab the random person. You, sir, did you see that ship fly? Is that normal?
Oh, please let me go.
I'm sorry, it's been a stressful few days.
This is post-nap Timothy, too, by the way.
So you guys look around. You're standing on very ornate docks that would serve long shipping boats or fishing boats of some sort. It looks like, this is a port maybe of some sort, but there's no one standing around.
Except for the one guy I grabbed and screamed at, right?
And then he faded into nothingness, so he was just a part of your imagination.
Oh, no.
What? Flowerkraut, I don't think there is a story arc. I don't think there's a barkeep. I think we just had some hallucinogenic experience, some leftovers from the Feywild that has scrambled our brains. I don't know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right.
It's the toad juice. The toad toxins.
Give me a perception check, both of you guys.
Okay.
Can I give you a sanity check while I'm at it?
Oh, fuck. Flowerkraut got a 4 plus 2. 6.
Timothy got a 22.
Oh!
I'm so perceptive.
Flowerkraut, you're definitely paying more attention to Timothy's freak out moment, but
She's jingling her wand. Jingle, jingle.
it's like a fidget toy for her now.
Oh, God.
So, Timothy, you're hyper perceptive right now because you're not sure what's real and what's not. And as you look around you, you notice that this is not your typical architecture. There's curvy lines to the wood. Everything's sanded a little too nicely. Maybe these planks that make up the dock, these are all the same plank. These were made to look exactly the same. Whoa, something's up with this place. It is too pristine.
It's AI generated.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Timothy's gonna freak out even more.
It's too clean. Flowerkraut, there's no shadows to hide in. There's no nooks. There's no crannies.
Wait, really?
It's all symmetrical.
Oh, wait, okay. Flowerkraut is gonna use Revelio.
Okay.
She's gonna jingle her wand and do the Revelio spell.
Okay, so you're looking for any kind of aberrations, celestials, constructs, elementals, fae, fiends, undead within 60 feet. You jingle jangle.
Flowerkraut, what is up with the jingle stick? What's going on here?
Oh, it's my new wand.
When did you get it? How long was I asleep for?
Well, the normal amount. But you know how we got a couple presents the last time we were on the Story Ark? My present apparently came from my good friend Chlorophyllus. So yeah, I guess she sent me this wand. And it's supposed to reveal certain things or creatures. And if we're feeling a little bit not great about our situation, we could also get some protection from evil and good.
Oh, that's great. That covers the whole gamut of things, right? Does it discern the shades of gray in between, or is it just good and evil? What if you're neutral? What if you're just passive?
It doesn't reveal that. No.
What if he's not a bad guy, he's just a passive guy?
I don't know.
Flowerkraut, you jingle jangle, and this is a good test because you're not really sure what it sounds like when you use it. And you get the faintest little ding. but that indicates to you, because these bells, as you hear them in Dolby surround sound, you understand where that jingle, where that bell is indicating, and you also then hear the pitch and the tone that determines what kind of creature it is, and it's this faint fey ting. It's coming from Timothy.
Oh.
What is what? What's that sound mean, Flowerkraut? What's going on?
'Tis only you.
Okay.
You're a little bit fey is what this little ding is telling me.
Wait, what? I'm part fey?
I mean, you've had that like little leaf growing out of your head for a while, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, nothing.
Well, maybe he can just grow leaves around that bald spot now.
Yeah.
Is there water? We're on a harbor, right? Timothy looks at his reflection for the first time in a while.
There's that leaf.
Flowerkraut, when has this been a thing?
You've had that for really...
And why didn't you tell me?
You've had that for such a long time. I thought you knew.
Define a long time! What's a long time?
Since back in the Feywild. I thought you knew.
No! I mean, I felt a connection to the Feywild, but I didn't know that meant that it turned me partially Fey.
Yeah. Oh, God. I guess we haven't been across any mirrors lately. How would you know?
I'm going to title this episode Timothy's Freak Out Moment. All right. So, yeah, what do you guys do? You're standing on these pristine docks. There's nobody around.
I mean, nowhere to go but through, right?
Yeah, just let me...
Breathe.
Feathers, wind, sky, clouds.
Breathe.
Okay, all right.
Stench.
Yes, no, no stench.
Ooh.
Crisp air, mountain, breeze. Okay, I'm ready.
Flowerkraut hasn't used her stinky goo yet. Maybe she'll do that just to see if there's any information she needs to know before this leg of the journey.
Okay.
If you want to take a look around with Brandy, you can take Brandy with you, you know, the Dragon Slayer Brandy. I'm gonna just check in with Baba Yaga.
That shockingly comforts me. All right, Brandy, yip.
Brandy jumps on your head and starts playing with the leaf.
Yip, bird brain.
That feels weird. Like, I know it's a part of me, but it doesn't feel like it's a part. It's weird. I don't understand. Okay, mountain, breeze, cloud, yeah, jingle, jangle.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
And Timothy walks off.
Flowerkraut, you open up this last package, and inside of it is an animal skin that is wrapped around wilted cabbage, chunky sour milk, and just soil mixed in with everything.
God, I'm so glad Timothy's not here for this.
Timothy, I'm so glad you're not here for this.
But man, does it smell like Baba Yaga.
Aw.
It's got that fresh sealed yaga.
That dank Yaga. All right, I'm gonna mash it up.
It's the worst Pepsi commercial ever.
So, Flower, you're mashing it up in the mortar and pestle as the usual, right?
As the usual.
As the usual, and sure enough, the scent messages start coming to your brain, and you know that this is really the only way you have been able to talk to Baba Yaga since she was cut off completely by the other hags. She had made it apparent that the bond pact that you have with her can't be broken by them, and that this is the one way that you can still hear from her, at least. You may not be able to respond to her, but she can still get messages to you. And so the messages start to flow into your brain, and you start to kind of hear her voice a little bit coming through it. And she says, "My remaining 3 sisters have all the power and stability they need now to harvest Archipeldia and bring forth an age of darkness. I hear them scrying you out, Flowerkraut. They will find you, and they are too strong, even with Miriam beside you. It is time, my child, for you to come to me. You must break my shackles, little witch. You must make your way back to the Feywild."
Okay. I'll do what I can. It sounds like Timothy and I are on a similar path, at least. So that's good. And now Flowerkraut looks around for Timothy.
Have I found anything? Have I found anything while she's been in her smell-o-vision?
You find one of these docks has a boat that has been essentially sundered. It is under the water. Like there's something happened here. You don't see any bodies, but the boat has been damaged. And that seems to get worse as you get closer to land, walking on these docks.
Brandy, the barkeep said that we are delivered wherever we need to be. How could this possibly be where we need to be? There's nothing here.
Maybe there's brains here. I'm sorry, I have a one-track mind.
You know, that's okay. I feel guilty of that too sometimes. Oh look, there's Flowerkraut.
Flower! Hi, okay. Hey, you find anything?
No, just more things to be confused by. Just no people, but sunken ships and vessels, and it feels like we're stuck in some sort of ether.
This place is so weird.
Please tell me your communion with Baba Yaga has unveiled something.
Nothing that can help us out here, but it sounds like we really should be getting to the Feywild. She's saying that we're going to need our help in the battles to come. The sisters are growing too powerful now that they're in a coven of 3. So she's going to need us to break her out.
That was my biggest concern. It just seems like all of the choices we have made have only made them stronger.
Flowerkraut, you finally look around you and then, kind of after, not really noticing it before, but this symmetry, this smooth, shaped wood, this is elven architecture.
Oh.
Did you find something?
Hey. Timothy. Doesn't this look a little bit elven to you?
I don't know if I've ever seen anything elven before, at least not architecture.
Yeah, I mean, look at these lines. Now, it's been a while. I mean, I've been living on Adristia for so long, I've barely seen anything new. So this one's kind of going deep in the memory bank.
What does that mean? Are we in some sort of abandoned elven city?
I'm not sure why there's no one here, but yeah, I think this place has to be elven, right? I think so.
I guess all we can do is just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, just from the smell of the sea, just from the plants that are on the shore of this island, you're still definitely in Archipeldia. Where? Not really sure. You continue, though, down a path that takes you what you would assume to be into the city, whatever that might be. And you swore that when you got off of the Story Ark, it was the morning. It was The sun was just maybe starting to get towards the top of the sky. But as you walk into this place, it gets darker and darker with every step. And you see lanterns hanging from trees. And up ahead, a large gate, definitely of elven architecture, a design, swooping designs forming an arch. And you see that the gate is completely broken and busted down. And that is when you start to see bodies. Elves. Dead elves.
What?
What happened here?
You move closer, and above on the arch, you see in elven runes, Flowerkraut, you can read it.
What do I see with my special eyes?
It reads, Astrazalian, the city of Starlight.
Oh, Astrazalian. Has Flowerkraut heard of this city before?
You have. It is on the edge of Archipelagia. It's small. And the only things you know about it, being an elf, is that if you were looking for any kind of elven population in Archipelagia, this was just about one of the only places. Besides, the mixed race populations of Titanios and Stella Maris. If you were looking for one place that was pretty much just an elven settlement, this was the place. But also that, there was good reason for that. That they practiced their elven traditions here and whatnot.
Timothy, I think we've got to decide now if we prefer discretion or if we are going to take the loud approach. Because I can call out using thaumaturgy, or we can sneak around and... Because if someone bad is here, maybe we even use protection from good and evil.
Well, I certainly favor the safer approach, so my vote would be that we try and be stealthy, at least until we can discern if there is a present threat.
Okay. Timothy's the sneakier between us, right?
Oh, for sure.
I'm pretty sneaky.
I think I can only concentrate. Is it concentration for protection of from good and evil?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will concentrate on him, and I will have him take point, and we'll sneak.
Okay.
I guess I would look for any sort of large structure, some centralized structure, somewhere that would be obvious for if there was some sort of threat, a place where people would try to hold up, where there would be a concentration of population.
Okay.
Oh, and Flowerkraut also relays some of what she knows about this place to Timothy. This is Astrazalian, and it's an elven settlement, another small island. I think they're getting to these little places before they gear up for something big, don't you think?
I guess that would make sense, especially if we're on the outskirts of the mainland. I mean, it's harder for communication from these smaller communities. It makes sense to attack them first.
All right, Timothy, give me a stealth check.
Is there any chance that Flowerkraut could lend me the help action and we stealth together? As she's giving me insight into elven architecture and the better route to go.
She's not going to be able to increase your stealth by stealthing with you. If anything, she would decrease it.
Okay.
So...
Sorry, Jingle. Jingle. Sorry.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Sorry, Jingle.
14?
Okay.
I need you two to stop.
You sneak into Astrazalian to get a better vantage point. You actually find yourself climbing up the side of a tree that gives you. So essentially, you're like, I'm not going to go through the front gates. I'm going to go around this way, and you do get to a better vantage point, and you can see into what looks to be kind of like the major hub plaza of the city that's just beyond the gates, and there is nothing but death before you. Elves, as well as giants.
Giants?
What the hell?
These huge, distorted, dark, like oddly shaped giants laying on the ground. And then beyond them, bigger giants. You see the bodies of two enormous humanoids that looked not deformed. They were wearing armor, their giant weapons laying next to them. But the city seems completely devoid of life.
Why?
Can Flowerkraut go up to one of them and do a medicine check to see what could have killed them?
Sure.
Yeah, she's gonna pick one of the giants.
Why would the barkeep send us to a place like this if there's no chance to save people? This doesn't make any sense.
This seems very grim. All right, I got 12 plus 2, 14 for medicine check.
So for the medicine check, first off, these bodies have been here for a while. It wasn't recent that this happened. They have definitely began to decay, but they're not completely skeletal yet. It would seem that some of these elves were just simply crushed by some weapon, or they were thrown, and their bones snapped as they landed. So they, as you look kind of past the gates that have been knocked to the ground, you see where Timothy's looking, and you can see that there are these very large figures laying dead on the ground within the city.
While she's doing that check, can I do like a sleight of hand to just like go through and try and find anything on like these bodies that would like discern, like, yes, notes, messages, different types of weapons that, don't seem of the same like material or of elven quality, just like trying to decipher any way this could have happened.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a 16 for sleight of hand.
Timothy, you start kind of moving about, trying to find something of interest or use on the bodies that are nearby. You see the huge, like what you would assume would be a typical elven warrior's getup. He's got glistening armor on his body, and his weapon, his curved sword that he's fallen next to, is beautiful. He looked like he was a very capable warrior in this city, and yet here he lies dead. And you move on to the next one, and you're looking around. You're trying to see what could have caused this. Who is who was fighting who, how did this? And then you see there in the center of the plaza is this floating congealment of bubbling blood.
What?
That seems to be like circling around itself, and little tiny droplets of blood slowly floating from the bodies to the center of the plaza.
Flowerkraut, something truly evil is at play here.
Yeah.
Flowerkraut, I want you to roll an Arcana check. Actually, you both can. Or history, depending on which one's better for you.
Got 13.
Wow, that was an 18, and I'm not good at Arcana.
Woo!
What do I see with my fey eyes?
Timothy, you've heard about what this is through song, through tales that you've listened to people sing in your past. This exactly what you're seeing matches the description of what someone once called a blood memory. Something that comes into existence where lots of blood is either willingly or unwillingly spilt, and it forms a memory.
Seek where bodies lay on the ground, where the blood memory shall be found. Flowerkraut, this is... I think I've heard of this in song.
Oh.
It's a blood memory.
Oh. And that would ring a bell for Flowerkraut once he actually says the words.
Yeah, for sure.
A blood memory. Okay. Would she know if it's safe or not to, like, approach? Like, is it one of those things where you can touch it and you would get a memory of what happened?
When you realize what this is, you know that the way a blood memory would work is that you have to add your own blood to it.
Do you think it's worth the risk?
Just please be careful. I don't want to risk losing someone else.
Right here. Flowerkraut decides to take out Whalethorn, her dagger, and she cuts into her palm and adds her blood to the blood memory. And then she grabs Timothy's hand.
All right, Flowerkraut, I want you to take 2 points of damage.
Ah!
Flowerkraut, you drain some of your blood from your hand into the mass that is floating around in front of you. And Astrazalian fills with life around you. Well, it at least fills with motion. As astral projections of elves move about the city, and suddenly all heads turn towards this temple further down the plaza that you guys can see in the center. They draw their weapons, and an alarm rings loud. You can hear it dully against this vision, and the battle begins. You watch as huge, deformed giants, the same that you see laying dead nearby, burst from within the temple. They knock the stone columns to the ground, and they raise their tree trunk-sized clubs to meet with their prey. And as the dust kicks up from the temple and all of these elves go into defending their home, you see 5 silhouettes casually walking through as the dust settles. And just as you had seen them on Adristia, emerging from this temple are the 5 hags. They join up with these giants by battling back against the elves of Astrazalian. You watch Laminaria summoning forth a couple flay insects. You watch Aster taking control of a warrior elf before her and having him turn his sword on himself. You watch as the one they called Belanus, the large gray-skinned one, picks up an elf and wraps her arms around him, crushing the life from his body. The withered green hag disappears from your view as she skulks out her next victim. And all of this while the one who seemingly speaks for the coven wisps around the sky of the battlefield, riding atop her magical staff. And as the elves begin to lose ground, desperation kicks in. You see one of the leaders come running from a different building, and he calls out for archers to join him. In his hand are 3 arrows, each of them tipped with what looks to be a sapphire jewel. He hands an arrow to each of the archers and gives them a command. The archers pull back their bows and fire them straight into the sky, where at their apex, a blue glimmer transforms into 3 lightning bolts that crash into the ground just a short distance from them, and 3 storm giants manifest in their place. Well, it looks more like 2.5 storm giants. One of the storm giants is certainly not as big, standing only about half as tall as the other 2, but certainly sizable, all considering the sheer mass of these new allies to the elves. And you watch as they clash against the other giants. These deformed giants turn to see that their new threat are these bigger, more armored giants, and so the battle continues. But the hags, they seem less interested. And they begin to move away from the city while strategizing their next move. More creatures come charging from the temple when one of the storm giants points out this fact and tells the smaller one to go and do something, but bellows it in the language of the giants. The shorter, bald storm giant bursts into a run for the temple in what appears to be an attempt to intercept or to stop the emerging horde. The blood memory begins to fade, as you watch the 2 remaining storm giants continue to fight back against the intruders in what could only be a losing battle, until it fades into what you see today.
So that is their combined might.
What did they want with this place?
What indeed? Why would they... They've been working mostly separately from ever since they stole the power of Miriam, but what could be here that would require all of their effort?
That's a good point, yeah. They hadn't been all together since Adristia. Was Adristia where it started, or was it maybe here? Should we go check out that temple?
As you start to move towards that temple, you hear this faint voice far off in the distance.
Astrazalian is lost.
And then you hear more indiscernible dialogue, but you can definitely tell where it's coming from.
Should we go that way?
I don't think we have much of a choice if we're to find out what's happened here.
Okay, let's go. We head towards the voice.
Are you sneaking? Are you...
Oh, yeah.
I think so. Here comes a great stealth check. The best stealth check I'll ever roll in my life. Here it comes. That's a 12.
Not bad.
Flowerkraut, give me a stealth check.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Jingle jangle.
You need to put away
Jingle
the bell stick.
Oh, I got 14.
A 14. Okay, you're doing better than Timothy, even with the jingle jangle.
I take the bell stick, not realizing the noise I'm making, and I'm like, now it's a stealth stick. Jingle, jingle,
My
jingle.
stealth stick.
He's like shaking it at her like, you need to put this away.
The feathers muffle it a little bit, but now it's making his stealth worse.
You sneak towards the voice, and you start to hear more of this dialogue being spoken, and when you turn this corner, you see that it's not a person. It's an elevated stone shelf manifesting an arcane image and sound. It's some kind of magical communication device, and on it is standing a magical image of a person, some similar to like a minor image type of magic that you would know, Timothy, but this one's fully animated and is speaking, and it seems to be on a strange loop.
How dare he get full animation on his minor illusion?
You hear this guy say,
Astrazalian is lost. Senelise is shrouded in darkness, and Queen Titania does not answer our call. The Thrig have amassed and are vying for Archipeldia. Fight them back. Call upon the Pact of the Mountain. Summon the storm to our aid. For us they fight, a debt repaid. Be you Astrazalian kin, or perhaps simply Archipeldian. The balance of the Feywild has been shifted to an evil that threatens both planes. The Feywild must be brought back to parity if there is hope for the material plane at all. You must use the verdant wellspring and find Queen Titania. Just remember, you wish to traverse the wellspring line. A simple rule to keep in mind: destination sought without smudge or glare. You must see yourself standing there.
you then see this guy look up and run as an attacker enters the room where he was recording this. And then it begins to loop again.
He mentioned a wellspring. That sounds awfully similar to the way we traversed into the Feywild the first time.
Yeah, you got that too. I was thinking that as well. Verdant wellspring. And the Pact of the Mountain?
Yeah, storm giants.
Oh,
the storm giants that you had seen, the 2 storm giants, they lie dead in the center of Astrazalian.
There was a third one, though. One that... Can I do an investigation check or a perception check just to kind of like survey this temple to see if there's anything else we missed?
You haven't gone to the temple yet. This was a building that was off to the side where this voice was coming from.
Understood.
So you're going towards the temple then?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You walk towards this temple in the center of the city, and it has certainly been damaged beyond repair. It's, the signs of this battle that happened, maybe a couple weeks ago has left it scarred. And inside this temple, you see this place. It likely served as a hub, a gathering point, maybe a place where government was practiced for the city. A library. You see up on the upper levels, there's bookshelves that were fortunately spared being destroyed in this battle. But in the very center, there's a very wide, large fountain well. Basically, just a big circle with green, glowing water.
That sounds familiar.
That... if there was a portal to the Feywild, that would be it.
And as you get closer to it, you both begin to see the Fey line that's traveling through this city. You both start to realize why the elves lived here in Astrazalian. The Fey line met the material plane right here. It was as if sitting in the middle of a gigantic river, this town sits on an island floating in the middle of the Fey.
Was this how the hags got to the Feywild in the first place?
Or maybe they came from the Feywild to here, and this was their first stop on their rampage across Archipeldia.
I want you both to roll insight.
Oh, that's a good insight. 23.
15 plus a 5, 20. Oh my gosh, we're amazing.
Wow. 20 and a 23. You both come to the same realization, same time. You know that ever since the hags took the power of Miriam, they had the ability to pop in and out of planes whenever they wanted because they were holding such extreme power from a god. But the hags wouldn't have had that ability before they stole the prime star from the sky. And seeing that memory, seeing that they were together, this was how the hags got to Archipeldia.
So this is where it started.
They called them the Dark Fae, didn't they?
Yeah.
You're right, Flowerkraut. This is where they came from. This is how they got here.
I wonder if there's a way for us to get to the Feywild from here.
What do you guys do?
I was going to ask, what was that note that he said something about being with the fountain? Like there was a part to the fountain. There was like an instruction manual to the fountain or to the Fey line.
Yeah, and it looped enough times that you heard it a couple times. He said, "You wish to traverse the Wellspring line. A simple rule to keep in mind. Destination sought without smudge or glare. You must see yourself standing there."
Do we have to just picture ourselves being back in the Feywild?
Is it that simple? Do we look at our reflection? Flowerkraut's gonna stand at the edge of the well and look down into the water and try that, and imagine that she's in on the other side.
You walk over to the well, and as you reach the edge of it, you feel the Fey line begins to surround you, and you start to see things that you couldn't see even 10 feet away. You start to feel like you're passing between the planes, but you're not fully in either one. And you look up, and you start to see that things are manifesting in your vision inside of the well. Like, this well of water, as you look down, is only like a foot deep of water. It's a very large circle with about a foot of this mystical green water. And as you look out to the center of this, you see this figure floating in a stasis in the center of it, with an axe driven down into the ground. And it looks like the axe had actually come in contact with some kind of pedestal, maybe? But you realize you're passing into the wellspring just by standing near it, and that you could step into the well to further pass into it.
Shall we, Timothy?
Any place is better than here. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. And we step into the well.
And that is where we'll end our episode.
Winds with you, BB Army. The Barkeep here, wanting to thank you for joining us for today's episode of Break, Battle, and Roll. We hope you're enjoying our adventure as much as we are in creating it. If you're looking for more ways to connect with Break, Battle, and Roll, follow us on Instagram or Twitter, both at Break, Battle, Roll, or stop by and give us a like on the Break, Battle, and Roll Facebook page. Additionally, you can follow Chad Stafford at his Instagram and Twitter, both at It's Chitchad, that's ITSCHITCHAD, as well as his YouTube channels, Chitchad and Chitchad Plays. You can find Janelle Wilke on her Instagram at janelle.wilke. That's JANELLE.WILKE. Or you can find Aaron on his Instagram at Airkuma, that's AARKUMA. This podcast wouldn't have the same audio quality without our amazing musicians Ben Holland and Rory O'Neill providing our theme song and musical accompaniment. Ben can be found on SoundCloud, and you can follow Rory on Twitter at Trench Warfare. That's TRENCHRORFARE. Now that you're a part of the BB Army, help spread the word. You got a friend that's run dry on D&D podcasts, perhaps? Send them our way. Also, if you find us on Apple or Spotify, leave us a review. We would love to hear what you think. Thanks again for listening. Now it's time for me to hop back on the Story Ark, pour a couple drinks, and get ready for the next adventure. Until next time.